I'm Nathan Connolly and I'm the director of Dead Ink Books. We're an independent press based in Liverpool, and we also work a lot in Manchester. We're supported by Arts Council England, and we mainly publish literary and crossover fiction from emerging authors, so authors at the beginning of their career. We're an independent, so we're quite small, so I have to do quite a lot of the jobs. A lot of it goes out to freelancers as well, and we do have a small team. But my main role as director is running the business, as well as doing a lot of the commissioning and leading the editorial. I worked for the big issue in the north, mainly on their service side rather than on the publishing side. I also worked for a non-fiction press in Manchester, and then eventually I started Dead Ink Books on my own with a small grant from the Arts Council England, and it's just developed from there, really. Probably the most useful thing a writer can do, apart from working on their own skills and craft, is to work with other writers and try and be part of a local community. That can be online or it can be sort of geographically, but I think a lot of writers are very supportive of each other, and if they can work in a group, not necessarily writing as a group, but working, supporting each other with events and opportunities, I think the writers I've seen who do that tend to get a lot further than writers who kind of lock themselves away. I think it's really important that publishers and agents and anyone from the industry gets out to events like this to make sure that we are interacting with people. I think publishing has a reputation for being quite a elitist and withdrawn industry, and the more we can do to break that down and actually be out meeting people and showing them how the industry works, I think will work for the benefit of everyone involved. It's good. I've been to the grad fair a number of years now, and I think it's a really great opportunity. It's open to everyone, and I think it really works to let people know how the industry side of things works. And I think there's a lot in education and in sort of local groups which help writers develop their craft, but I think the industry is still quite withdrawn from them all, and it's not always understood. And I think the fair does a really good job of introducing people and showing them how they can work with it and be a part of it. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth doing at least once. And maybe as your career is developing to refresh that and show up a few different times. I think it is important to show you how the industry is developing and different ways you can find your path through it. For a great manuscript, I think it's important that it isn't only the author that has seen it. By the time it's submitted to an agent or a publisher, I think you should have shown it around to people you trust and respect, whose opinions you respect. It shouldn't just be your first draft. You should have been through it quite a few times. You should have made an effort to proof it as much as you can to your ability. And I think as well, you should be able to concisely summarise what it is that you're trying to sell. And I think authors do need to, when it comes to that stage, acknowledge that it is a product they're trying to sell, and they should be able to summarise it in a succinct way, which is also engaging and leaves a little bit of mystery that gets people hooked. And I think if you do that, you can be on your way to having people be interested and wanting to know more from you. And I think that's probably the most important thing. If people want to know more, you'll probably get a lot further. Because we're an independent, we probably work a bit closer than commercial publishers. So the authors probably will get a say in the development of their cover artwork. They will get perhaps a closer relationship with their editor, and they will have to take a more hands-on approach to the marketing and sales of their books. So we ask a lot from them, but we hope that they also get a bit more control so it balances out.